Alright, let's get into it. Imagine this. The world's eyes glued to a frosty runway in Alaska. Two powerhouses, Vladimir Putin and Donald Trump, face to face for a make-or-break meeting. Now why Alaska? Well, it's neutral ground and symbolically it's the closest point between Russia and the US. The stakes? Sky high. We're talking nuclear arms control, Ukraine, energy security, and accusations of election meddling. That's a full plate. So what actually went down? Reports say both sides entered with tough stances. Putin wanted NATO to roll back its presence in Eastern Europe and an end to sanctions. Trump pushed for a ceasefire in Ukraine and demanded Russia tone down its cyber operations. But, here's the twist. They couldn't bridge the gap. No handshake deal, just a frosty press conference and lots of diplomatic jargon. Let's break down the fallout. First, the pros. Yes, there are some. Dialogue is always better than silence, at least they're talking, and that cools tensions, even if just a bit. Plus, global markets didn't spiral, which is a win for everyday people. But the cons? Oh, they're heavy. No agreement means the Ukraine war drags on. Sanctions stay in place. NATO keeps building up forces on Russia's border. And that means more military spending, more saber-rattling, and yes, more global anxiety. The cyber stuff? Still a hot potato. And for Trump, this meeting's lack of progress is political ammo for critics back home. Now, let's zoom out. What does it mean for India? India's in a tricky spot, balancing its old ties with Russia against its growing partnership with the US. If this summit fizzled, India's forced to keep walking that diplomatic tightrope. On the upside, a lack of deal means Russia still needs friends. And India benefits with cheap oil and defense deals. But the risk? If things heat up, India's ties with the West could get complicated. Every move will be watched closely from New Delhi. Globally, the takeaway is clear. The world's big power rivalry isn't cooling off anytime soon. Europe's feeling the squeeze. Energy prices, refugee flows, NATO tensions. Asia's on alert. Even African and South American leaders are watching, because global trade and security ripple everywhere. When Russia and the US don't get along, the whole world feels the chill. So, what now? This Alaska showdown wasn't a reset, but it wasn't a total disaster. Both leaders walked away with their talking points, but the underlying problems? Still there, still dangerous. Diplomacy's a long game, no magic fixes. The real question is, will the next round bring a breakthrough or just more headlines? For now, the world waits. And watches.